It was create an extra space in our house that we could enjoy, or move to South Carolina. Literally, that's what we were doing. We spent 3 years looking in South Carolina for a place to move to, and we decided that we wanted to stay, but we bring a little bit of South Carolina to us by putting a room that would allow us to enjoy the outdoors a lot more. And we called the experts at ProSunroom, and it was probably the easiest transaction I've ever been involved in, because I hit it off with Rick right from the beginning. He seemed to know what we wanted. He knew a lot about the business. He made a lot of good suggestions that allowed us to come to a quick decision about what we wanted, and now we're enjoying it. We had actually, in our last house, priced having a sunroom added onto that house. So I'd already talked to a couple of other contractors and kind of knew what I didn't want. But when we talked to Rick at ProSunroom, that everything just aligned in the proper sequence. Allowed us to make a decision. I think that Lori was a little bit more cautious than I, and she said, "Shouldn't we be getting more quotes?" And I felt real comfortable with Rick.
He liked you a lot. And since we had been with the other Sunroom people already and had gotten our quotes and got the personality and the feel for the company, and we're real happy to go forward with the experts at ProSunroom.
I was really intrigued with the 4-track system. I hadn't seen it before. That's really, being an engineer, that's what really got me hooked. It was like, that's so flexible. It gives you so many options for your ventilation. I just found it to be kind of just stuck in my mind, and I couldn't get rid of it.
And two, it's raining out right now. You can probably hear it in the background, but it's lovely out here, absolutely. And at night, you can still hear all the crickets, but there's no bugs, no nothing. And we have a son who doesn't like bugs when we eat dinner. And as often as we can, and when we're all together, we're always opening up the table and enjoying it in that way. And it makes even 20-somethings happy to be out here.
Yeah. We eat most of our meals out here now, really.
I appreciated the fact that Rick at ProSunroom allowed the project to be malleable, so that it wasn't, this is what you get. It was, wow, come to think about it, this might look better, or going with a taller door or whatever. And that really sealed the deal for me, because we are a different situation than anyone else's home. We're elevated, etc., and just it was nice to see that it could move along in a process of what it should be, and we're totally happy with it.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked, we got the drawings from Will that showed us what the sunroom would look like right on the back of our own house from a couple different angles. So it made the process of visualizing it and making a decision really easy. And, well, the thing is, though, people are expecting that now, because they watch Home and Garden TV and they have all these things
and
where
you don't get it. It's like,
the 3D mock-ups that they give you ahead of time are fantastic. The thing that I liked the most was the fact that Will showed us drawings, professional, really well done drawings that helped us visualize exactly what the house would look like, what the sunroom would look like on our house, yes. From different angles, from different views. It really took a lot of the intimidation out of making a decision that large. Of course, we had to check with our HOA to make sure that we could get it approved, but his drawings were required for that, so that made that process much easier. The people that came out were no nonsense. The sunroom, the ProSunroom foreman that came out that took the final measurements, asked me about where the electrical outlets we wanted to be were, and kind of hit all the buttons that, in fact, I had a list that I wanted to make sure we hit everything on, and he hit everything on the list before I had to step in and say, what about this? So he knew what he was doing. When the crew from ProSunroom showed up, they got right to work. There wasn't a lot of messing around. They seemed to have this down to a process. I've probably built hundreds of these, I'm sure. But it was fun every day to come home and see what had transpired and what was new, and just watching the whole process. Once again, being an engineer, I probably ask a lot of questions, and made a lot of comments. They probably got tired of me being in their business, but it was very a fun and process that I enjoyed.
Painless.
And even making changes were easy. We originally had decided to put two sunlights in the roof, but once we saw the room and saw how open it looked with all of the height of the ceiling, we decided we didn't need the skylights, and we actually went and he allowed us to make a change in midstream from sunlights to adding an air conditioning and heating unit to make it even more usable for us.
I see it as if I had relatives from out of town coming. You can kick back in the lazy boy and sleep here if you needed to overnight. We have son still living with us, and so it's a wonderful place to sleep. I've done it myself. But it does. It adds an extra room for whatever you want to do. If you want to dine, entertain, or allow someone to stay overnight, so it's wonderful.
I find it very relaxing. I was sitting out here earlier this week, and it was a very windy day, and I felt truthfully like I was at the beach. It surprised me because the way the trees were being motioned by the wind, it just ebbed and flowed. It's like I was on oceanfront property here. It was amazing, and I hadn't expected that. That was really neat.
Yeah. And as far as entertaining, it's just such a joy because our friends have seen it the other way as a deck, and it was just a deck, and now it's in a room for us, and we're able to have a party and invite folks over and not care about the weather.
Yeah.
In itself is reassuring.
As I said before, when I saw the 4-track system, I think the first time I ever saw it was in the newspaper. We actually wanted to go down to the home show and see it, but we were out of town that week. It intrigued me, and I wanted to find out exactly what it was all about, and what made the room so much more affordable by not having to support the weight of the walls and the window supports that you would normally build with this type of room. So it made the room affordable, but still very livable.